Hello everyone and welcome to the webinar presentation of K2LT, during which we will talk about the company's performance in 2016. Today we are joined by our host Vytenis Labanauskas, who is the CEO of K2LT. Hello Vytenis.
Hello Tadai.
Before starting the presentation, I will quickly introduce today's agenda. First of all, Vytenis will provide an overview of K2 performance in 2016. As far as I know, it was another busy year for the company. We will then cover the main events that happened during the year, and finally, we will have a short Q&A session. You can submit your questions to the box on the right side of the screen in both Lithuanian and English languages, and we will do our best to answer them all. All right, so before jumping to the results, Vytenis, I think it would be very useful if you could introduce K2LT to those who are maybe joining the webinar for the first time.
Dear investors and listeners, thank you for joining our webinar. For those who have joined us on this webinar for the first time, K2 is the first and still remains the only licensed crematorium in Lithuania. We started our operations in 2011 and are located in Kėdainiai. Last year, we opened the second cremation line, which allowed us to double our cremation capacity to 8,000 cremations per year. 2016 was another successful year for K2LT. Number of cremations increased by 9%. We have a feeling that the market's growth has been stabilizing for some time now. However, we still think that there is room for further growth, mainly because cremation as a service continues to grow in acceptance and popularity. Also, we see other opportunities in the market. This is why just 2 weeks ago we introduced plans to expand our offered services. From this summer, we plan to start offering transportation and other related services. We believe that this will allow us to offer our customers a more comprehensive services portfolio. So, in general, we think that we are prepared to meet the future. For the financial perspective, our revenue in 2016 increased by more than 4%. EBITDA was a bit lower, mainly because of higher maintenance cost in 2016. Here we see quarterly growth of cremation since 2013. As seen from the graph, we managed to increase cremation every quarter of 2016. The biggest gain was recorded in the first quarter, which was our record quarter. We have also included numbers of cremation during the first quarter of 2017. It was the first quarter when we performed less cremations than the same quarter last year. However, if you take a look at absolute values and compare them to historic levels, we see that it is our second best quarterly result. So we are generally happy with the results. Going forward, we expect number of cremations to continue growing. So, as mentioned before, our revenue in 2016 increased by more than 4%. Profitability has a bit suffered from higher maintenance costs. This has affected our gross profit, EBITDA, and other profitability metrics. We expect that the situation will stabilize in 2017 and the growth will get back on its track again. As mentioned before, a couple of weeks ago, the board decided to expand offered service was approved. we will begin offering additional services from this summer. Also, as mentioned in the beginning, in 2016, we launched our second cremation line, doubling our capacity of cremations. In 2016, there were also good news from the legislative side. In March, the government passed important amendment to the burial law. From the beginning of this year, people trying to transport the deceased from Lithuania will have to have special permits, laissez-passer. This new regulation should reduce the black cremation market and increase the number of potential clients. Another important news was that the municipality of Vilnius has confirmed 5 territories suitable for construction of the crematorium. However, none of these territories include the territory that K2 LT started environmental impact assessment procedures on. Therefore, the company is currently reconsidering all 5 sites for their suitability. Well, I guess we have covered all the topics. Tadai.
Thank you, Vytenis, for your comments. We are now launching the Q&A session. Just as a reminder, you can post your questions to the box, which is on the right-hand side of the screen. We have already received our first question, which sounds as, Vytenis, could we expect future reports to be in English language? Seems that all previous reports were only in Lithuanian language. Mūsų klausytojas klausia, ar galime tikėtis, jog ateityje finansinės ataskaitos bus tiekiamos anglų kalba?
Tikrai galima tikėtis ir mes kol kas to nedarėme, nes tokio labai ir poreikio nebuvo, bet tikrai manau, kad kitais metais tai padarysime.
So the answer for the question would be that the company hasn't done this so far because it didn't see the need for it, but it does consider to start releasing financial reports in English starting from the next year. Kitas klausimas yra susijęs su kaštais patirtais 2016 metais. Klausimas skamba, kokios yra pagrindinės priežastys šių didesnių patirtų kaštų.
Na, kaip aš esu minėjęs prezentacijoje, pagrindinės padidėjusių kaštų priežastys yra tiesiog padidėję serviso kaštai šiais 16 metais, dėl to, kad buvo tiesiog daugiau atliekama darbų įvairių ir instaliuota antroji linija, taip pat pareikalavo papildomo profilaktinio serviso, kas privalomai turi būti kas metai atliekama.
We are currently waiting for more questions. We have just received a question regarding the competitive situation. Vyteni, trečias klausimas būtų apie dabartinę konkurencinę aplinką ir ar matote naujų konkurentų?
Na, aš suprantu, kad čia klausimas yra apie krematoriumų konkurentus arba galimus kremavimo paslaugų tiekėjus. Šiai dienai Lietuvoje ketinimai statyti krematoriumus girdimi yra tiek Vilniaus, tiek Kauno, tiek Klaipėdos teritorijoje, tačiau nei vienas iš minėtų projektų nepraėjo netgi dokumentacijos fazės, tai yra visi projektai yra sustoję parengiamajame etape arba tik tai svarstymai yra tokie, jeigu apie Lietuvos rinką kalbam.
So regarding competitors who may appear in the future in Lithuania, as far as we know, none of the other projects prepared by potential competitors haven't passed even the initiation stage or haven't collected the necessary permits to start construction of a new crematorium.
Aš papildysiu, ne tik tai, kad leidimų neturi, bet tai nepraėję parengiamųjų darbų phases.
Just to complement the answer, these our known potential competitors haven't even gone through necessary preparatory stages.
Trumpai tada galiu dar paminėti, kad Lietuvos rinka yra ES ir mes nesame atribota rinka nuo kitų gretutinių šalių, tai yra Latvijos ir Lenkijos. Ir šitas šalis mes taip pat laikome konkurentinę rinką, nes dalis vis tik tai kremavimo išvažiuoja, nežiūrint to, kad įstatymas nuo naujųjų metų galioja.
Regarding foreign markets, as you know, Lithuania is in the European Union. Therefore, K2LT considers other countries as potential markets, and of course also as potential countries with potential competitors also. But so far, it doesn't see other countries posting substantial threats. Nevertheless, it's natural that some of people choose crematoriums in the neighboring countries such as Poland or Latvia. Gavome dar vieną klausimą, kuris yra susijęs su plečiamų paslaugų spektru. Ir klausimas skamba, jog ar mes planuojame plėsti savo paslaugų, ar įmonė planuoja plėsti savo paslaugų spektrą. Tai yra siūlyti paslaugas kitas negu kremavimai. Another question is, do you plan to expand your services? For example, introduce more services, not only cremation?
Taip, aš kaip ir minėjau prezentacijoje labai trumpai apie tai. Valdyboje mes patvirtinome veiksmų planą, turime strategiją ir planuojame pasiūlyti rinkai susijusią su kremavimu paslaugas, ne tik tai galvodami apie kremavimo paslaugos plėtrą tiek Lietuvoje, tiek už Lietuvos ribų, bet ir tiesiog gretutinių paslaugų. Tai buvo minėta transporto paslaugos, o kitas taip pat vertinsime pagal rinkoje esamą situaciją ir bandysime klientam pasiūlyti geriausią, ką galima pasiūlyti, kas yra susijęs su kremavimu.
So, as it was mentioned during the presentation, the company's board has already approved the expansion of current offered services base. New services will be introduced during the summer, and the company will start offering transportation services. It is also considering offering other services related to cremation, but they're still considered and they're still to be announced. We just received a question regarding additional stock issue. So, are there any plans for an additional stock issue in the nearest or distant future? Kitas klausimas yra, ar įmonė planuoja išleisti dar vieną akcijų emisiją?
Šiai dienai tokio plano mes patvirtinto neturime, tačiau visada mes tą turime galvoje, kadangi ir toliau ieškome vietos krematoriumo Vilniuje statybai. ir netgi netmetam galimybės žvalgomės į kitas rinkas, kaip esu minėjęs ankstesniuose pranešimuose, taip kad mes neužsidarome Lietuvos rinkoje ir regionuose. Tai šitoje vietoje klausimas galėtų būti, kad atsiradus tokiai galimybei arba poreikių rinkoje, mes tada kreiptumės į akcininkus ir bandytume, ko gero, darytume tiesiog naują akcijų emisiją.
As for today, the company doesn't see a need to issue a secondary stock issue. However, if such a need arises, and for example, if the company decides to start construction of a new crematorium in Vilnius or expansion to other countries, such question would be raised during the general meeting of K2LT shareholders and would be considered. But as of today, the company doesn't have plans, concrete plans to issue a secondary stock issue. Gavome klausimą, ar įmonė planuoja šiais metais mokėti dividendus. A new question is the company going to distribute dividends this year?
Taip, mes kaip tik paskelbėm prieš 15 minučių vakar visuotinio akcininko susirinkimo protokolą ir sprendimo protokolą, kuriame yra numatyta paskirstyti 16 metų uždirbtą pelną dividendams. Tai pagal sprendimą yra skiriama 1,8 euro akcijai.
Yes, in fact, on the NASDAQ's website, the company has already issued a press release where it states resolutions of the annual general meeting of shareholders, which took place yesterday. And one of the resolutions was that the company plans to distribute profit of 2016 by paying 1.8 euro dividend per share. We are currently waiting for more questions. We've just received a question in Lithuanian, and it sounds, kaip vertintumėte Lietuvos rinką po 5 savo veiklos metų? Ar dar yra vietos augimui, ar smarkiai pasikeitė žmonių požiūris į kremavimus? The new question, I think it's a very good question, and you have been in this business for since 2011, and in your view, how has the market developed during this time, and what do you make of the current situation and the current attitude of Lithuanian people towards cremation as a service?
Dėkui iš klausimą. Tai iš tiesų mes esame jau 5 metai ir teikiame šią paslaugą rinkoje nuo 11 metų pabaigos. Tai kasmet kremavimo rezultatai, kaip matėte ir prezentacijoje, auga maždaug 25–30%. 16 metais augimas buvo tik tai 9%, tai manome, kad tai yra kaip ir ženklas, kad rinka šiek tiek stabilizuojasi. Na, o žiūrint į perspektyvą, tai manau, kad reikėtų vertinti kremavimo populiarumą atsižvelgiant ir į gretutinės rinkas, kur kremavimo paslauga yra pakankamai seniai, tiksliau seniau negu Lietuvoje. Tai imant kaip pavyzdį Lenkiją arba Latviją, kremavimas ten pasirenkamas maždaug apie 20% nuo visų mirčių.
As was mentioned in the presentation, yes, in fact, K2LT has been doing this business since 2011, and as you've seen, the company has been growing each year in double digits, with exception in 2016 when cremations grew by 9%, which is still a good result. And However, it is a sign that the market is stabilizing to some extent. Nevertheless, it's very important to take into account other countries when considering how popular cremation is in Lithuania. For example, if we look at other countries such as Poland, or even Latvia or even Estonia, cremation rates in these countries are much higher than Lithuania, and sometimes reaching more than 20% of total deaths. Therefore, given these numbers, we still believe that there's further room for growth, and and the company is doing its best to capture this growth.
Aš dar pratęsiu toliau komentarą, tai kada mes atlikome rinkos tyrimus ir paskutiniai buvo atlikti prieš porą metų, žmonės deklaravę, kad norėtų būti kremuoti arba labiau pasisakantis už kremavimą kaip laidojimo būdą, sudarė maždaug 36–40% nuo visų atsakiusių. Tai yra pakankamai pozityvūs rodikliai, bet vėlgi, kaip minėjau, turėtume būti objektyvus ir vertinti, kad mūsų rinkos, 36, mūsų rinka yra nelabai skirtinga nuo tų gretutinių, kaip sakiau, kaimininių rinkų, todėl turėtume būti, kaip sakiau, racionalais ir vertinti tai kaip galima potencialą, tačiau nebūti tokie labai perdėtai optimistai šitoje vietoje. Iš kitos pusės mes jau dabar turime pajėgumą, kuris užtikrina 20% nuo visų mirčių Lietuvoje, kad mes galime suteikti tą paslaugą. Gal dabar tu versk, o aš.
Just to follow up on the question regarding the current situation in Lithuania, at the end of 2015, there was another public survey regarding the cremation service, and according to the survey, around 36–40% of people chose cremation as a preferred mean of burial. Therefore, it actually shows that the potential in Lithuania really exists. Nevertheless, the company is realistic and doesn't expect astronomical growth. However, it's still these surveys are still a sign of further potential. Also, given that these numbers of people accepting cremation and preferring cremation as a mean of burial have increased drastically since 2008.
Aš tada papildysiu dar grįžtant truputėlį prie investicijų ir planų mūsų. Tai mes neatsisakome tos idėjos ieškoti vietos ir atlikti parengiamuosius darbus krematoriumo statybai Vilniuje. Kaip minėjau, tai yra 5 teritorijos, kurios yra pažymėtos, kuriuose būtų galima tą projektą vystyti. Ir mūsų tikslas yra būti pasiruošus, kada tik tai atsiras rinkoje poreikis, pradėti statybas ir Vilniuje.
Vytenis just spoke about K2LT's investment plans, and just going back to the situation in Vilnius, the company isn't abandoning its plans for construction of new crematorium. It's currently reconsidering all offered sites, and the goal of the company is to be prepared when the opportunity arises to capitalize on this opportunity and be ready for the construction of new crematorium. We're currently waiting for new questions, and as a reminder, you can submit your questions in Lithuanian and English to the box on the right-hand side of the screen. We just received a new question, and the question sounds: is there a possibility that one of the approved sites in Vilnius will be occupied by a new competitor? Klausytojas klausia, ar yra tikimybė, jog viename iš Vilniuje patvirtintų žemės sklypų atsiras konkurentas?
Tikimybė visada yra. Tačiau reikia įvertinti, kad visas procesas trunka pakankamai ilgai, reikalauja labai daug visokių biurokratinių procedūrų. Vilniaus taryba patvirtinusi 5 teritorijas, kuriuose būtų galimas tokio objekto vystymas, aiškiai numatė, kad bus privalomas poveikio aplinkai vertinimas, kuris trunka pakankamai ilgai, yra pakankamai griežtas ir bus atsižvelgiama ir į aplinkinių teritorijų savininkų poziciją bei gyventojus, kurie turėtų būti. Tai tos teritorijos 5, kurios yra patvirtintos, tai nėra tiesiog 5 vietos, tai yra pakankamai plačios teritorijos, kuriuose yra daug įvairios paskirties sklypų, kuriuose galima būtų tą daryti, tiesiog tam reikės vis tiek atlikti visas privalomas procedūras. Šiai dienai yra žinoma, kad vienoje teritorijoje yra ketinama tą daryti, tačiau yra visos procedūros sustabdytos dėl vykstamų teisminių procesų.
Of course, possibility always exists. Nevertheless, we have to take into account the required bureaucratic procedures which are required to open and build a new crematorium, and it is a very lengthy process, and it's a very strict process, and currently the company doesn't see this as happening in the nearest future. As far as Vytenis knows, there was one competitor who applied for one of the proposed sites. Nevertheless, the process was stopped by legal issues. Well, we aren't receiving any more questions, so I think that it was a good webinar. All of the listeners will be able to find a recording of the presentation on the Nasdaq Baltic YouTube channels webinar playlist. So, Mr. Labanauskas, thank you for your presentation and for your answers. And to all the participants, thank you for joining us today. We hope that you find this webinar informative. Thank you.
Thank you.